Hello everyone, I am Morgan and I would like to discuss Facebook and politeness theory. Now I want you to do me all a favor and watch my face. Each expression can explain a different non-verbal term. If I roll my eyes, someone might assume I'm annoyed. If I scrunch my eyebrows, then someone might believe I'm upset or confused. If I nod my head, they may believe I'm agreeing with them, and the same goes for if I shake my head no, that I may be in disagreement. Your face is what everyone sees. It's how they respond to you. Suzanne Jones explains in her book Politeness Theory, which can be found on Blackwell reference online, explains how people's public identities are known as face. It's how these people recognize themselves. Suzanne then explains your face is always on display, and people can form impressions based upon it. If someone invalidates your face, it's known as losing face. This can include being embarrassed by something. For me, my face turns red when I'm embarrassed. This would be known as losing face. But when an individual is able to maintain face, it's called face work. This could include a human interview. You feel confident that you did well, so your face might have a smile or you might be enthusiastic and upbeat. Now there are two different types of faces, positive and negative. Ellen Aldrich and Carol Lieberg explain in their text, Face It, reference work, and politeness theory go hand in hand, talks about how one's face is reflected of their personal reputation, as well as how others view this individual. The authors go into detail on how negative face can mean tutorial. This can be taken as an individual is upset or would like to be left alone. For example, if you're sitting in a library and you have all these seats around you, but someone comes and sits right next to you, you may become upset and have an upset look on your face by scrunching your eyebrows in confusion. This may cause you to get up and to go somewhere else because you want your own space. It's invaded your territory. The author also explains positive face as the character we each put in to get to know someone. This could be an example of making a new friend. When you first meet someone, you may be upbeat, you may smile or shake their hand. This will be a warm welcoming that you are interested in getting to know them. Now that we know about our faces, we need to know how to maintain a face. Paul Goodfried explains in his article Politeness Theory how all individuals want to maintain a good face. A good face would be considered having a positive face like we discussed earlier. This means that we want to be accepted by someone or by a group. There are many obstacles that can cause us to lose a face though. Some of these include criticism, threat, or request, just a few Paul discusses in his text. There are many ways to maintain face through corrective face work. Corrective face work is when an individual apologizes, explains, or avoids. When an individual realizes they have hurt someone, they can apologize for what they said. They can go into detail and explain what they said. This may help clear up any miscommunications or error that caused the individual to be upset. Avoidance is not acknowledging the topic altogether. The individual may pretend they did not realize there was something wrong. There are other forms of politeness. One form is negative politeness, which is when someone's too nervous to ask for something. They may beat around the bush or belittle their challenge. For example, I know you're really busy right now, and you probably don't have time to do this, so I shouldn't even bother asking you, but is there any chance at all that you can help me fix the copier? The other forms of politeness is positive politeness. As Paul describes, is brown-nosing the person before asking for something. An example of this would be telling my mom she's the greatest woman in the whole entire world, and I love her so much. But Mom, can I really please have some money? Another one would be bold on the record, which is being straightforward or blunt. Mom, I need money. hinting what you need, is hinting that you need something. Once again, this would be an example of this would be, how can you possibly hear the TV? It's really quiet. This would be hinting to turn up the volume. There are many ways to maintain faith, but here are some that can be used in the real world. Judith Spears explains in her text the use of face work and politeness theory, which can be found on Sage Journals, explains how face work can be used to promote one's self-esteem. The example Judith gives is nursing. In nursing, you have to pick up on facial cues. If someone is confused, they may have a puzzled look on their face. A nurse will be able to check this and explain the terms or procedures better for the patient. They do not want to make the patient feel uncomfortable, so the nurse will use politeness to create a comfortable environment where the patient can share their concerns. We may also use face differently depending on who we're talking to. If we're talking to a boss or someone who has power over us, we may be more respectful or polite. We may watch our language as far as not cussing. We may sit up straight and have good posture. Where if we are talking to a friend, we may not be as proper. We may use slang or slouch or use different language or gestures. Face work and politeness are how we are perceived. It is how we view ourselves and view others around us. We have two types of faces, positive and negative. Positive is wanting to be accepted by others, while negative is trying to distance yourself from other people. We can lose face through criticism, request, or threat. We can correct face by apologizing, explaining, or avoiding. We can make others feel comfortable by being friendly and communicating our intentions clearly.